Cryo Hospital and more updates coming. Dreadmodus was almost something else. And new roaming mini-boss coming with Astreaos update. You're right kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your irregular community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around and let's get into it because, well, no community crunch from the devs this weekend. No word of why there's no community crunch, though it does seem one or two of them are on holiday, so perhaps that could be the reason why. But never fear, there's plenty to talk about here, so follow me as we first reel from the patch that ran this week, which nerfed those cheeky thrall reaper pregnancies. No longer can be done anymore by anyone, and yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, that one, ain't gonna lie, but I guess it's seen as an exploit, so it's a shame to see, with apparently battle rigs having immunity up until this patch as well, along with a few other fixes, as well as your mail being on heat 24/7. But there's a bunch more around the corner that at least one of the devs have spoken about just recently on Twitter. You might know Zarthan, who originally created the tech drill mod that then got employed and made a bunch of the cool new features that we're seeing in Lost Colony, yes, including that crowd-pleasing all-night-long gloon. Well, in response to a tweet regarding the cryo hospital by Kashiwa ARK, Zarthan confirms that enigma we're all experiencing currently with the cryo hospital. You'll know if you put creatures in there that have got a mating cooldown on them that it will go down at a quicker speed and then go into negative numbers, and then when you release the thing, it's then the original timer that it was, leading us all to wonder, was this meant to be a thing? Is it a feature? Is it planned to be a feature? Is it broken? Is it bugged? What's going on? Well, come on, place your bets. Zarthan confirms that it is indeed meant to offer a mating cooldown of 66%. Which of course I jumped on the back off to let Zarthan know that it's not really working how it's intended currently. And with that acknowledgement, it does mean that cryo hospitals are going to be an absolute godsend on at least 1x, where those massive long cooldown timers could see something as low as like 6 hours during the week. Gotta say, it's a bit of a shame to not see this working at launch, especially when those initial few weeks when you're taming 1 or 2 dinos and you need to make those dinos to get more of them and then mass breeding them is when you really want it most, right? But nonetheless, it's coming and a joy to see it's confirmed to be an actual thing in the game, and hopefully we'll see that one soon, as well as the return of the harvesting skill tree buff notification, now replicated with the first strike attack animation filling your screen, constantly ringing your ears with that laborious sound, has been noted to be on the cards and fixed soon. With many more around the corner, one thing in particular I see you talking about a lot in the comments is the spawning of the outposts and resource cache loot boxes that, well, with too many bases spawning around, they are an absolute nightmare to find and track down, especially the many out there that are half decaying and won't completely disappear. There's definitely quite a few problems if you're attempting to farm those sigils to fight the boss. And well, speaking of the boss, a minor spoiler here, though if you watch the trailer you'd know, the Dreadmodus as your brand new unique Lost Colony boss fight and then in-game creature reward. Turns out it was pitched to be called something else. Caleb Habitape, who we've covered before, who does plenty of cool art concepts for ARK and most recently Lost Colony, if you haven't checked him out, please do, mentioned it in a tweet showcasing his concept art of the Dreadmodus, or Dreadmodus, lol, that the pitched name was Dreadmodus, which I gotta say I kind of like more than Dreadmodus. Not least over all the confusion between was it that or was it Dreadmodus, right? And I wonder how close we was to that name being picked. I guess maybe Dreadmodus might have been the issue there and feeling a bit too close to that, and technically it does look a bit like a Dreadmodus, so why not call it the Giga version of that? But I don't know, man, Dreadmodus just rolls off the tongue just a little bit better, and I wonder if you agree with me. Comment below, let me know. And speaking of the ending, Kudikors, who directed all of those cool CGI animations you get to watch at the end, and of course the intro as well, and in fact all rendered scenes in Lost Colony, let us know on the power consumption of what it cost to make all of those cool CGI cutscenes. At least 10 RTX 6000 machines running constantly to get all of those rendered. That's like 6,000 watts running to get those lovely gorgeous cutscenes for you to watch. But what's more is Coup de Course is offering an opportunity to get some behind the scenes look at how these were all made, because this is a huge step from ARK's cutscenes prior. Before this, it was pretty much in-game cutscenes with actors having to ride creatures and being placed in certain places, and a very carefully well-timed directed to bring those map launch trailers to us. But now we've obviously moved on from those, with Coup de Course heavily invested in mocap tech, with UE5 working with the actual voice actors of the characters that we get to follow in their footsteps. And hopefully we'll get to see these soon. I'd certainly like to take a gander myself because, you know, mocap UE5, how easy is it? Can I do it myself? Probably not. Anyway, Astreaos, which I'm going to guess is going to be probably the next big content update, with that map receiving its 4th expansion to it, adding a brand new giant sandy biome down in the south of the map, making this already giant map even bigger than it currently is. Well, Nakatis revealed what will be awaiting us in the dunes if we attempt to explore, and no, it won't be deathworms. This giant mother, dubbed the Scorpion King, no, not that Scorpion King, this Scorpion King, is going to be a sort of roaming mini-boss to prevent you from crawling the sands. How ferocious will this be? Well, we'll have to wait and see, and if you're hoping to get some loot out of this, it turns out there's definitely going to be at least something, with Nakatis teasing defeating those creatures will give you a venomous reward. But until then, there's still plenty to see and do on Lost Colony, at least for myself. I'm just about coming out of overwhelmed status and now getting myself invested in all the cool new things you can do with this game, including applying structure skins to my new base, because, you know, the included cosmetic skin, it's nice but a bit too busy for my liking, and a few cool new skins have just been added to the roster, including Sandy's Gothic Citadel, this skin, a free one this time, in thanks to everybody that's contributed to mods in the past, I believe, which Jukari recently released a trailer on. Definitely go check it out. Jukari makes some absolutely great work and worth a watch. ARK Aquatica players out there, if you're still out there playing ARK Survival Evolved and was playing on the ARK Aquatica official servers, you may have already heard, may have seen the announcements that the official servers will be closing. It was kind of expected. They did say there was a limited time, and more limited than maybe we thought. But you know what, 6 months? Was it 6 months, 7 months? Something like that. Maybe it's a bit longer than that. But either way, that's it. They're done. Those official timed servers that you got are now ending on Friday, Jan the 30th, with developers Studio Siren saying, don't stress, this isn't the end of support for bug fixes and quality of life updates, even though there hasn't been one for a heck of a long time. And it's a real wonder, did the results of this actually drive any ASE players over to ASA, seeing that in the very first time there are way more players on ASA now than on ASE, or is it of course attributed to the launch of Lost Colony? I'd love to know if you're one of those that maybe moved over to here, but nevertheless, this is a big moment for ARK. This is the highest player count they've reached since, well, launch. With a wonder if this is the start of a new type of ARK experience, looking at that SOTIF Q1 drop. Can't wait to see more. No more released about it so far, but hopefully we'll hear something maybe next week, with having no crunch this weekend. It's a weird one not having one, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, you know what to do. My name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always,